This has been a really great place to have my office this winter. I've got good light on the garden side and I've had a fire at my back during the day. But it's tourist season soon, and I'm gonna need the dining room every day for my clients. So help me figure out where to put my new office. Requirement number one, I need a big window with lots of light and I need to see the sky. One of my requirements is that I need to buy a new printer if I move because this one needs to be close to the router. Another requirement, I need to have room for a big desk. I tried having small desks, but I really like to spread out and see what it is I'm supposed to be working on. Attached to the dining room is my main salon. I don't heat it in the winter. I would if I had guests, but I don't. So it's a beautiful room. It would qualify, but it's my primary entertainment room. At the other end of the dining room, it attaches to this small salon, which I originally used as my office, and it worked great because I could still see the window in the dining room. But this is where my bed and breakfast clients come in, and then I greet them here and show them the dining room and tourism pamphlets and stuff. So this room won't work. Going from the small salon, I have the large entry. And this, at the end of the hall there, has the future reception room or conference room. So there's a lot of traffic through here, either when I'm entertaining or when I'm renting the space. So this room won't work. Across from the kitchen, this is the street side, is an empty room, which could potentially work. But this is supposed to be my future laundry room and butler pantry. So I don't know. I'm considering it though, because it is close to the, front door, close to the kitchen, close to the laundry, in case, I have clients for deliveries. It doesn't have the best light because this is on the east side, but the morning light is beautiful. I don't know what I would do for my laundry room, butler pantry. I've been really looking forward to having this space. Down the hall from the kitchen and future butler pantry, this is the this single-story add-on to the house. I used to think it was maybe 1960s or something, but I think it was actually its own small stone house, and the big house was extended to join it. This was my sewing room originally. Now it is my house workshop. This could, because it does have the window onto the garden, but it's a smaller window. The ceilings aren't very high. And then where do I put my garage? So I don't think this will work. It's not my favorite space. In the same part of the house, there's my current laundry room with linen storage. And this has the same low ceiling, which is completely falling apart. This room needs to be redone. It's really more like a shed, not my favorite space either. At the top of the stairs, I have guest bathrooms, and I have this, what I call the twin bedroom that I rented out last summer. But I'm kind of leaning towards making this room my office because it has, big window looking out on the garden, and it's on the staircase that leads right to the kitchen, but then I would lose a guest room. So I don't know. I'm currently shuffling beds. These are my two primary guest rooms, so not those. And down here I created a hallway by hanging this polyester tapestry on the back of metal bookcases. So the other side is my sewing room currently. And if I put my office here, I don't know where I would put my sewing stuff. Possibly in the corner room. that I have in mind, but it's not ready, and I don't know. I have an extra day bed here, which I don't know, maybe it would work temporarily if I move the day bed somewhere else, maybe in the twin room as a couch for the day, a third bed. I make this little space my office. Big window out onto the garden. This is a space I pass through all the time because this is my bathroom that passes through to my bedroom. What do you think about that? I tried setting up my office in this wide corridor, but there was just too much traffic because this is another guest room, and this is usually the room my private guests or my volunteers stay in. And it also looks out into the street. Doesn't really have a sky view. So I don't think this room. This is another wide corridor, but it only has a tiny wall space, and again looks out onto the street at a building, and so there isn't really a sky view. Plus, again, traffic. I have this corridor as well, which would be big enough for a small office. That's a possibility. But I was thinking about taking out this wall here. I think it's brick, which would indicate it was put in later. But also just too many corridors. It's just so much lost space. So if I took that out, make this room bigger. And this room has 2 windows. What I've been working towards is making this my new sewing room / office. And I think it would work for my sewing room because that's usually a space that I use at night or on the weekends when I have free time. But this is the farthest from the front door and the kitchen and the laundry, and I don't know, it feels really far away. And obviously it's not ready to move in. My plumber is coming to do several things in middle of March, including taking out this ancient hot water tank that he expects is going to be super heavy and full of calcium deposits. He's going to take out all of this plumbing pipes, all these plumbing pipes, and he's going to install a radiator. So I don't have heat in here at the moment. And we're going to reroute the pipes so it doesn't drain here. It will drain over here, which will go directly down to where it drains downstairs instead of having a pipe that crosses the wall downstairs. And this shutter doesn't open. I was told if I do, it'll fall off of the house. So that's something else that would need to be addressed so that I would have a sky view if this is my office. But also the wallpaper needs to come off. The ceiling is cracked. It could just, patch and paint. But the attic level upstairs isn't heated currently, so I might benefit from tearing down the ceiling and insulating. There's wallpaper everywhere. And I've got this big crack. Let me know in your comments what you think. Which room would be your favorite for putting my office, and suggestions for that. And please like, subscribe, and share if you found this content interesting. And I also have a Patreon, which proceeds are currently supporting different small projects. And I really appreciate all the help, because this has been bigger than I expected. If you've watched my other videos, I really thought that this was just going to be, paint and tearing out carpets and, maybe doing a bathroom, but especially trying to make it, a bed and breakfast. I need more bathrooms, and bathrooms are expensive, and plumbing, and yeah, so problems I encounter that are unexpected, and yeah, so that's my latest.